People ask me some of the most bizarre and insensitive, as well as insulting questions. For one thing, our modern day and era with social media and the internet, people can hide behind the internet and say things to a person that they would never, ever say to a person to their face or in person, because there's a false sense of anonymity, a false sense of security that they think that they can hide behind. For clarification, I'm extremely tech savvy. I don't care what handle you go by or what platform you're on. I can find out who you are, your real name, information, address, and anything else I want to know about you pretty much within 10 minutes if I really wanted to. Just an informational note. And if I can do it, so can many other people. Therefore, it's in no one's best interest to be unnecessarily nasty or rude or behave ugly, because it is a false sense of security that because it's on the internet, because you're not using your real name, no one can find out who you are. That's just a fallacy and a very dangerous one. And you can literally go on YouTube or other platforms and type in searches of people who were trolling other people or making rude and insensitive and disrespectful remarks and comments, and what the results were. So it's in no one's best interest. And when I share anything with anyone, it's always from a genuine place and space in my heart, my soul. Or I don't bother. I am not a people pleaser. Never have been, never will be. I am not someone seeking attention. I'm a loner. Very much so, to the extreme. I prefer meditation and contemplation and walking and talking with God and dealing with things and beings on a more spiritual realm than everyday idle chit chat or interactions. I have to remind myself often that is still required. You still, if for no other reason, to let the people in your life and around your life know that they're valuable. You have to make the time and the effort to associate. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't do it at all. Or it would be even more rare, far more rare than it is already. A lot of times, the questions are along the nature of, how could you have possibly made that or have done that? You had to have help. You had to use AI. You had to do this or that or the other. Why is that? Anything anyone else on the face of this planet has ever created, why would it be something that I can't create if it's been done? Even if it's something that has not been done, because I have a very innovative spirit. I don't wait to see or to follow someone else's lead or to see what someone else is doing to mimic or copy it. I'm an inventor. I'm a creator by nature. That is what my spirit is. If something isn't being done, I'll find a way to do it myself. Then I'll be the first. I'm fine with that. So for other people to have a problem with that, it sounds as though you have a problem. And it sounds as though the problem that you have, you feel is more with me than with my talents. To say to a person, there's no way you can do as many things as you can do. Well, yes, I can. And yes, I do. And I demonstrate it publicly. So all you have to do is look back at some of the things that I have done that are on record and documented. So again, what is the problem here other than you have an issue? I was taught from childhood every day to learn something new. I have literally taken that to heart. So every day I try to learn something new. I try to do things in a different way than I have done before so that I can learn a new way of doing it. It's not hard. Anyone can do it. And when you do these types of things, when you actively or proactively live your life with intention and purpose, you'll be amazed at the things you will accomplish. And this isn't coming from an arrogant place. Many times, I have even been in awe at some of the things that I've done. When you're dealing with God-given talents, there are times where it just flows through you. You're just a conduit. You don't even know where that came from. I can't tell you how many times I have stood in front of a blank canvas. There was nothing in my brain that says, I'm going to paint this today and I'm going to do it this way and I'm going to add these colors and I'm going to... No, none of that. I stood in front of a blank canvas with the urge to paint, but no comprehension or idea or picture in my brain of what it was I was going to paint. Just the urge to do so. Got the materials prepared, made sure I had extras of other things just in case I needed something I wasn't expecting to need, which is usually the case, and just begun. Let it flow through me. Whatever it was that wanted to be birthed forward at that particular moment in time, and allowed it to be. From beginning to end, just flowed with it. Whatever emotion, whatever feeling, whatever colors that particular day were speaking to me, whatever the case may have been. And at the end of the project, I looked at it with new eyes. I looked at it as if I was looking at someone else's work of art, even though I knew I was the one, or my hands were the ones that created it or painted it or brought it into fruition. And at times, even in shock and awe that I did that, or that came through me, however you want to place that. And what I was tapping into, or what was moving my spirit that day, or how I was being moved that day, I don't have answers for all that. I just flow with the talents and abilities and the skills that I've been given. And any that I don't have, I just tap into whatever it is I need to tap into, to do whatever it is I need to do, to be whatever it is I need to be at that given time. And again, that's all energetic, that's all spiritual, that's all consciousness. We would have to get into conversations on levels that most people wouldn't even begin to understand. And it's one of those type of situations. If you need to ask, it's already above your head or are in a place that you're not in a place to receive it. So there's no purpose in me trying to go into that level of depth. And that's the kindest way I can say it. And I always try to be as polite and kind as I can when people ask me things, even when they're insulting, because manners is more of a reflection of who you are than the other party. So to speak rudely or disrespectfully to someone, it's not about who they are or what they did. It's about who you are, how you respond to situations and circumstances that you're exposed to, and how you choose to act or not act in any given circumstance. But